Hey guys, it's Stephanie from White Horse Bodywork, and this is Casey. This is day one of our relationship, and to give you a little backstory, I actually won him on a raffle just a few days ago. The people that raffled him off were found a lot of potential in him, and we don't have a lot of history on him. He's about a 7 or so year old gray quarter horse. They took him in and had him gain weight and started giving him a family and started riding him. And he's doing really nicely, except he's incredibly sensitive and very fearful and hesitant around humans on the ground. So we're going to start our first session today with some positive reinforcement. All I'm wanting to do is have him turn his head towards me. And then at that point, I'm going to throw some food in his bucket. So I'm just going to get this a little closer to him to make it easier. And why I'm doing this is anytime that you look at him, he's tight-mouthed, he's worried, he's almost saying, "What's your angle?" We don't have a history on him, but he does have a black tooth and a scar on his mouth, and he's very concerned when you approach him. So, odds could be that he had a distrust of humans through handling, but he also could have had a natural problem with getting kicked in the mouth or something. But again, as soon as he looks towards me, I'm going to mark that behavior. So he's now just taking the pellets. And I'm feeding alfalfa pellets. This is a good low-grade, low-reward pellet to do with positive reinforcement. So again, as soon as he engages with me at all, or looks this direction, I want him to know that I'm good. And as we build on this, I want him to be very quiet and know that I want his attention and that I need him to be engaged with me. So again, positive and negative reinforcement doesn't mean good or bad, but with negative reinforcement, negative means to remove, and positive means to add. So we mostly treat our horses with negative reinforcement. So if you pull back on your reins and the horse stops, you apply pressure to them, and when the horse does what you want, you take away the pressure. So that's a negative reinforcement. What I am trying to figure out with him is trying to turn on his seeking mechanism instead of fear mechanism. And so he'll be with positive reinforcement. So positive means addition. And so as soon as he does what I want him to do, he gets something added to him. And the reason why I'm starting with the feed pan as the base of the receiving the reward is because if you reach out towards him, he balls up, he tightens up, his mouth gets tight, and he will not accept hand feeding yet. We'll build into that, but this is the lowest pressure that I can give him. I do have him in a big stall and run, and so he's got plenty of room to move around. So I'm upping the criteria. I want him to look a little bit more towards me. Again, I'm looking for very, very small steps. So if my goal is for him to interact with me and come and walk up to me, right now he is going away from me, and just looking at me is going to be a positive step forward. Good boy, good. While I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep my body nice and soft. I'm really trying not to focus on him as much as staring right at him as a predator does to prey, but more just kind of being observant, being neutral. So that was a really good one. And again, I'm marking his behavior with the click. And what's great about positive reinforcement is he has the chance to disengage at any time. He has a chance to say no. Again, this is all on his time when he's ready. And so we're going to be spending 10-15 minutes a day with this. He's got some leftover feedback here. And as soon as I get him just looking at me, we'll start reaching out and trying to touch and have his head come towards me. You can see he's kind of retreated behind me, and that's okay. That's what he can do right now, so we'll just wait. I'd like him to step up to the feed pan when he's ready, but we'll see how he does. So you can see that he really has a very large circle around him that he does not want people in. We have seen the people that had bought him for the raffle has noticed that it is a little bit worse around men than it is women. Again, I'm not drawing conclusions because we don't understand it or don't have that information. But again, the way he rides very quiet. He's a little forward, a little rushy, but he's super sensitive, and he can side pass and he can start to collect and move off the legs. So he's had a lot of involvement. I'm just wondering how much involvement has been on his terms or even being partnered with him versus forcing him to do things. So I'm going to get out of his space a little bit and see if he'll come up to the pan. Good. Good. So the fear mechanism is pretty strong with this guy. There's food right in front of him, and I'm out of his space. And so that you can see how fear can take over things. He's not even willing to eat a little bit. So we'll see how this goes. This is going to be on my foundation in building him up with a relationship with him over the winter, and we'll keep upping the criteria to where right now I just want him to look at me and interact with me. Then we'll go to touch, and we'll go to actually having him come towards me and move towards target. So it'll be a really exciting journey to come with him on. So I really hope that you join us. Again, looks like he's pretty much done and uninvolved with me now. So we're just going to stop for today and then come back later. Thanks.